Curious about the real estate market in Italy and the real costs for renting or buying? Whether it's you're dreaming of owning a charming villa or considering renting for a taste of the Italian life. Do you see yourself living there like a local, shopping at the local market, or simply watching a Mediterranean sunset? Here's what you need to know about the real costs. Hi everyone, it's Annie here, and today we're going to be talking about, well, not so much property secrets, but what are the real costs involved when you're either going to rent a home as a tenant or whether you're going to be the landlord, I guess, and also more importantly, when you're buying a home, what the buying costs are, the hidden costs that people don't sort of think about. So we're going to unlock some of those costs for you as well. And that way, if you're thinking of buying a property and you see something that's like €100,000, just be reminded, even if you negotiate it down to 95,000, for example, just realize that the costs above that could be up to 25,000. You know, it could be anywhere between 10 to 25,000 because you're considering obviously your agent's fees or translation fees, notario fees, registering documents, and so forth. So just be sure that when you're looking at buying a home that you know what these other costs are. So that's what we're going to actually talk about today, and we're going to show you some examples. So once you see the examples, I think it's a lot clearer. If you see, if you're buying a property for this much, what are my costs? What do I expect? And if I'm going to rent a property, what are my costs as a tenant, and what are my rights? Like, do I have to pay electricity? Do I have a security bond? And just basic questions that people have been asking. And again, we'll probably direct some of this video to our ebook. So those of you that have downloaded it, I'm hoping that's really been helpful to you. So we'll go through that and show you some of the information, and some of the questions that you've asked are answered in those ebooks as well. So we'll go through there, and obviously go to the website. There is a lot of information on that website. If you have trouble finding information, drop us a line. If there's any other information you need, just comment below. We're quite quick in answering people. A lot of people are amazed at how quickly we get back to you. So don't be afraid or shy to leave us a comment or email us if you're having any issues at all or need any help. And thank you for the wonderful feedback. Thank you for those of you who are all so kind to us. We're really wrapped with the comments and the emails that we get. So let's get started. Now, if you're curious about the real estate market, whether it's renting or buying, here's what you need to know. So today we're going to go through some of those costs involved. Last week we spoke about renting and who would be the perfect person or people that would want to rent over buying. So be sure to go in and see that video from last week. And we're continuing today with the costs for those that are wanting to rent and for those that want to buy. Now let's start with the rental. If you're a tenant and you're looking for a long-term lease, anything after 30 days is regarded as long-term, you want your lease to be registered. Now, if you're going to go with a real estate agent, his fee will be equivalent to 1 month's rent. And then the other fee that you'll also need to pay is the security deposit, which goes to the landlord. And that can be either 2 months or 3 months. Now, this is obviously refundable at the end, provided there's been no damage to the property. Now, what other things would a tenant need to pay? Now, like any tenant anywhere, I guess, in the world, if your light bulb's gone off inside the home, you replace the light bulb yourself. If you're in a apartment complex, condominium type complex, Now, anything that's outside in the common areas, obviously you would get the caretaker to take care of. But if it's inside your apartment, usually those little items like that, you would cover, as I said, like the light bulbs. You would also pay for your own electricity once it becomes a long term. So you could speak with an agent or the landlord and work out if it's a short term, only 1 month, 2 month, they'll probably waive the electricity side of things and utilities. But usually once they're like 3 months and over, you'll find that the electricals, the utilities, gas, etc. can be put into your name, and as the tenant you will cover and pay for that, which I think is quite common here in Australia, and you'll probably find it's quite common in America, Canada. So long-term leases, 6 to 12 months, you'd expect to pay the utilities. You may get something like the Wi-Fi waived, just little things like that, little items like that. Any major jobs or anything that's gone wrong structurally, obviously you want to speak to your landlord, your agent, or the caretaker if you're in a condominium. And that's probably it. Sometimes you will find, well, not sometimes, most of the time you'll find that these places are furnished for rental, and sometimes they're furnished quite nicely. Other times you think they're a bit aged, but yes, you'll find that they are furnished as well. And the wear and tear on the furnishing, it's not part of your job to replace the lounge and so forth. That is just basically wear and tear. If there's something that has been broken or, a hole in the wall, God forbid, it's stone properties there. I don't think you can get holes in the walls. But anything like that, major damage, and it is your fault, obviously, that may come off your security deposit. Other than that, I don't think there is any other extra fees for a tenant. If you're a landlord and you're going through an agent, you will obviously have agency fees there. It could be anywhere between 10 and 20%. Now we'll probably go into a couple of little examples here and just show you that. And then we'll go into the buying costs, which is where a lot of the hidden costs are. Now, before I do forget, we do have these ebooks available for you. They are complimentary. You can just click in this description below somewhere. I think Michael will have it in there. Or go to our website and check on our website, and we'll show you here where to find it. And the ebooks are the renting and also the buying. So if you have rental questions, go to the ebook for renting in Italy. If not, go to the buying one. And I think we've even got a section there for pets in one of those ebooks as well. So don't forget to go there, and don't be afraid to browse through our website there. There's some information for you to help you. All right, so let's start with the buying. Now this one is probably more lengthy, but I'll shorten it up and I'll put an example up here as we go along so you can follow on. Maybe take a screenshot if that helps you later on. Now with this part here, before I even start, be sure that everything that you do sign, everything that you do, you have written confirmation of it. So if someone says to you, yeah, we're going to include that, oh yes, you won't be paying that, have it in writing, right? You're in a foreign country, rules are different, and if you're having a language barrier, it even makes it worse. If you have it written there for you, whether it's in Italian, whether it's in English. I mean, if it's in Italian, you can translate it, you can get it checked, or have someone check it, whether you have a lawyer or someone that's gone through the same process that can help you. So make sure it's written before you do anything. Just don't be signing and giving money away without doing that first. Now, let's start with, you have your purchase price first, and then you'll have a fee, you'll have a registration fee on that. The cadastral value is not the market value. So if you purchase a property for 100,000, the cadastral value might only be like 50, 60,000. So that's what you'll be paying for. Now, people ask, what is the cadastral? It's something that the government, it's a government tax. So they put the price on that property, what the value of that property is. So that's why it's not a agent's fee, what the market value is of that property. That's why you'll have a market value of the house. You see a purchase price, oh, that's $200,000, but your cadastral fee that you're paying is not that price there. A better way to explain it, it's the fiscal price the government has registered and assigned the property. So the rate, if you live there or register as a resident within 18 months from buying the home, the taxes are calculated on the cadastral value at 2%. Now, if you're a non-resident, it's regarded as a second home, then you are charged at the rate of 9% of the cadastral value. And we'll give you some examples here of that, what price would be for you. So the first breakdown here is for second home buyers. And these are the major costs. Obviously there are other costs which we will cover soon. This is the primary home, first home, prima casa. You'll notice it's 2% the tax on the cadastral value. And then we go back to primary home again this time, and also 2%. So these are all examples, just different purchase prices, different cadastral values, and showing you that. Now, if you buy a building from a company, there is a VAT of 4%. If it's a primary home, if it's a second home, it's 10%. And then if it's a luxury property, it's 22%. Now, if you have purchased a property, you're going to need a notaio, and the fees can be anywhere between 1 to 2% of the property value, which could be, anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000, depending on the price and the budget for that house. Now, if it's a low budget price house, there'll be a fixed fee. So, if you're buying something under $100,000, you'll probably find that the notaio is going to say, look, it's a fixed fee, $3,000. So whether you buy purchase a home for $50,000 or $60,000 or $90,000, it'll still be $3,000. The notaio will give you a fixed fee there. Now the agent, he'll require 2 to 4% of the sale price, and if you have a property finder, you'll probably find that they will anywhere between 2 and 4% as well. So anywhere up to $3,000 for a $200,000 property. Now you'll have EMU, which are local municipal taxes. You'll have legal and translation fees. So if you need a translator, you'll be paying him a fee, and that can vary. So it depends on, again, each region and whether your legal will offer you a translator or whether you get your own translator in. And the other thing to also bear in mind is the currency exchange fees and the fluctuations. So from the time you buy your home to the time you buy it, if there is an 8 to 12 week period or 6 month period, the exchange rate could fluctuate quite so. So that's another thing to also bear in mind. Now, things that you need to know after your purchase, obviously you'll need home insurance, you'll need Wi-Fi, you'll need to make sure your utilities are on. You'll also need to have garbage tax, so it's called the TARI, T-A-R-I. And again, that's going to depend on your property size and how many are living in the property, and it's usually anywhere between 100 to 400 euro, depending on those property size and people living there. Now we'll also have timestamps below, so if there's a particular section that you're interested in, for example, if you're just interested only in the renting, you can go to the timestamps for the renting. If you're interested in the actual costs, just go straight to the costs. If you're interested in the buying section there, just go to the buying section. So those timestamps, I think, are quite helpful for people with busy lives, and they've just got to one particular part. They're not really interested in both the renting and the buying. So be sure to use those timestamps down there for you. Now, another question a lot of people ask is, do I need a Geometra? What's a Geometra for? Now, if you're buying a property that, whether it's a €1 or whether it's a low cost that needs a lot of work done structurally, They're like having a surveyor here in Australia, perhaps overseas in America and Canada. I would recommend them if you're buying a property that has structural damage or a €1 property. So have them up front, look at the property, and they'll assess what needs to be done and give you a cost price approximate. So that's something you need to know prior to purchasing as well, because you don't want to buy a €1 home and then find out it's going to cost you $200,000 when you probably can find a home, maybe that's 50,000 that might only cost you 50,000 to renovate. So an architect would be a different service altogether. So if you're bought a nice villa or a huge apartment block and you really want to do a whole makeover, you want to get an architect. You want to know what you can do, what you can't do. All municipal councils have different laws, what you can do and what you can't do. Some you can't touch the facade. There's a lot of different things. So I would definitely employ them if you're doing a big renovation job. That's when you will require them. But for someone who's just going in, just purchasing an everyday property, you won't need a geometra or an architect. Now, obviously, if you have a mortgage, there will be fees for the bank and solicitors' fees and so forth. But I won't be covering mortgage. We purchased our property without a mortgage, and I know many of our friends as well, and I don't know the legality of that. Therefore, we will not cover mortgage costs, mortgage fees, or getting a mortgage in Italy. I hope I've unlocked some of those costs for you, some of those hidden costs or extra additional costs that you might not have thought of. I hope that has helped for the rent side or the buying side. If there are any topics I did not discuss and they're not in the ebook, please let us know. We can find out for you, or perhaps we've just not covered them here today. So please comment below and let us know. I'll go find Michael. It has been scorching hot here. We've had like 38, 39 degrees Celsius here in the Sydney part of Australia. We're in New South Wales on the east coast, and Michael is around somewhere. He likes to pop in at the end of the videos, so let's see if I can go find him. Let's see. Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello.
Just in time.
Just in time. Oh, I've been out tripping the light. Fantastic.
I forgot you were even out. Okay.
I went shopping.
That's right, you did too. So,
hi people.
Where's the stuff?
The stuff.
Oh, down in the car.
I thought you might have been videoing, so I sort of better
okay. No,
not make a noise bringing it up.
That's okay, that's okay.
I'll have to go downstairs and get
Well, come and join the people. We're just saying goodbye.
All done?
Yes, all done.
Oh, done. I hope she's given you lots of good, helpful information. I'm sure she has. She always does.
Thank you, Barbie.
And you thanked everyone. And
I don't think I've even got that far.
Oh, subscribers.
Oh.
We've had a lot of new subscribers. So
yes.
Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. And definitely let us know what you want to see more of. Oh, I forgot totally about that. Totally.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm on the ball.
Yeah, you're on the ball.
Yep.
So I think you wanted to talk about frequently asked questions?
Well, yes. In the coming weeks, we've been getting quite a few questions, so we thought we might actually do a FAQ, frequently asked questions video. So if you have any questions for us, send them in to us, send us messages, comment here, drop us an email. The email is down below in the description.
Yes.
And we will put together a video of all your questions.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I think it's been a good year since we did one.
Yeah.
We'll do an AMA, they call it on Instagram, Ask Me Anything.
Yep, and we can add some of the questions we've had already that we may not have answered.
Yeah. Yep. And if it's not regarding renting or buying, and it's just regarding Italy travel or Puglia travel or what to go see, what to do there, or if it's just about us, you want to know more about us.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
You can ask away about us as well. We don't mind sharing as well.
That's right.
So I think that's it. I think we're down to like 65 days.
65, yes.
But who's counting? I'm not.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget to follow on Instagram as well, Bella Italia Anna. So, and thank you for the recent followers on there as well.
Yep.
So, okay, there goes my bottle of water. Don't ask me why it's just dropped now after all this filming.
Yeah.
All right, ci vediamo, buona domenica.
Alla prossima.
Alla prossima.